Raise your hands if any of you guys have pets. I see that all of you do. Are you aware that there are probably animals being mistreated at this very second? I'm sure many of you wouldn't think that, but it's true. This is happening all around us behind many closed doors. Some mistreatment even happens legally, but we'll get to that. I'm here today to tell you about what constitutes as animal cruelty, who are the most likely victims, and who are the most common abusers. By the end of my speech, you should be able to notice the signs of the abuse and their abusers. According to the Humane Society of the United States, they receive an average of 400 reports a month consisting of cruelty, fighting, puppy mills, and more. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Many animal cruelty cases are never reported. Animal cruelty are acts of violence or neglect towards animals. One of the most common forms of neglect is underbreeding. Many animals aren't being fed the proper amount of food to maintain a healthy weight. An act of violence could consist of hitting your animal with the intent to hurt it. Some forms of neglect could be not walking your dog or keeping it exposed to hazardous elements outside. Even though it doesn't seem like it, another form of animal cruelty is overbreeding. Some animal owners overbreed their animals with the intent of making profit from the offspring. Many animals aren't meant to be bred more than 3 times. Another example of animal cruelty is animal fights. Some owners pit their animals against other animals with the intent of profiting from whoever wins. Animal fights are very illegal, but people keep them going because they find them to be entertaining. Another form of animal cruelty is animal testing. Many animals in testing facilities are subjected to drugs and illnesses not meant for them. They are also starved and have dangerous procedures performed on them. This is done with the intent to further science and create beauty products and food for us. Now that we have discussed what constitutes as animal cruelty, we are going to talk about who are the most likely victims of animal cruelty. Some of the most common victims are what we call man's best friend. Dogs and cats consist of the majority of reports that are made. This is because many people obtain pets and don't have the time or the funds to properly care for them. Other animals that are mistreated are some that don't even cross our minds. Animals that are in testing facilities are constantly being mistreated. As we discussed previously, they are subjected to mistreatment to further science. Livestock and farming animals are also commonly mistreated in the factory farm industry. They are stuffed full of hormones to provide food for us. Now that we have discussed animal cruelty and what it is and who are the most likely victims, we will talk about who are the most common abusers. Often, violence against animals can be correlated with people who commit violent acts against other people. Many people who have been charged with domestic violence are often found abusing animals as well. Domestic violence and animal abuse are often correlated with each other. It has been found that people who suffer from hoarding disorder tend to mistreat their animals. This is because due to their disorder, they can't provide the proper care or space for their animals. They may also tend to have way too many animals, which leads to their neglect. As we discussed before, people that overbreed their animals are some of the most common abusers. They don't care for their animals like they should because they are solely in it for the profit. This is one form of mistreatment that I have witnessed firsthand, and it is not pretty. So far, we have learned what animal cruelty is, who are some of the most common victims, and who are the abusers. I want you guys to remember 3 facts from this speech. More than 400 cases are reported every month. Many cases are never reported at all, and dogs and cats are the most likely victims to be mistreated. Many animals that are being abused are some we call man's best friend. These acts are being committed all around us, and I hope with this information being provided for you, you can know the signs and help more animals from being mistreated. Thank you guys for listening.